In the grand scheme of things, AI is still very much a nascent technology. Whilst it may seem like it's capable of so much, and it is improving, obviously exponentially, because that's what technology does, it's still using pre-existing material to work from. You or I can create an entirely new thought. It doesn't have to be based on stuff we've learned. But an AI currently doesn't have that proper intelligence. It cannot create an entirely original thought. That's what the whole learning part of learning models is. It's feeding the data in to guide how it iterates. So it's not truly intelligent. We're still a long way off that, I hope. But if the robot overlords are watching, I'm here for you. Don't kill me. But seriously, I do have issues with AI, I've said before, when it's used to create art. As a creative myself, I can't write lyrics very well. I've said that before, and I've got lucky once or twice. But I would never use AI to generate a song. I would pay a lyricist. I just can't afford to right now. When it comes to gaming, I've talked about games before that have used AI art, and I've gone, yeah, okay, it's a free game, so it's not like they would have paid artists potentially because they're not making money off it, and they wanted to get something out. It's a grey area on that one. It's still not ideal, but they're not directly profiting off it. But where we have another grey area is in today's video, Suck Up by Proxima. Because you play as a vampire, you've got to go around knocking on people's doors and saying, let me in. And their responses are fueled by AI. When you pay for the game, the license, you're actually paying for a bunch of credits because you're not going to run all the computation locally. I don't care how good your machine is, that would take a lot of computing power and effort. So it's done remotely, and that's what you pay for. You pay for credits. You're not really paying for the game per se. Some people might say, well, surely a script writer for a game is not being paid. But you wouldn't be able to respond to the inputs of players because you can type or speak whatever you want into your microphone or your keyboard. You can ask these questions. Like, for one example, there's one guy who's dressed up like a knight. So I went to the door, I turned my mic on, I was having fun with it. My partner looked at me weird until I explained what was going on. But I went to the door and I said, pretty, I'm going to embark on an epic quest. I saw the character, I interpreted what he'd be like, and I wheedled my way in. Now, if it was explicitly scripted, I would have had 3 or 4 stock choices and I would have gone, it's probably going to be that one. But it creates that thinking on your feet, that idea of I need to respond in the right way, and if you get a negative response, you've got to figure out how to pivot. So it makes you a lot more fluid in your responses as a player. It makes playing it more entertaining, but still it's using AI as the storytelling tool, as the way of progressing. I think overall, it's fine. Like I say, it's not something you could script and still have that level of freedom. But I don't want this to start a trend. This is where it's difficult. I'm very much on the fence on this. I appreciate what it's doing. I understand why it works for this, but I don't want game designers to say, well, if it's fine for that, it's fine for everything else. If you've got an actual narrative story, this is very much a sandboxy kind of thing, and I think that's where it's fine. If you've got an actual story, a full-on scripted game, like, it's going to be 60 hours of playtime, you're going to go from the first part of the story all the way through in those 60 hours, that should be scripted and done by real people. If it is a sandbox and you've got freedom, AI can be used if necessary. That's my standpoint. I enjoyed Suck Up. I loved what it did. I had a lot of fun with it, but I'm wary. That's, I think, the best way to say it. Go and get it yourself. There's a link down below. I'm not paid for this. I just think it's really interesting. There is a link down below. It's not too much to get those credits compared to what you pay for a normal, 50, 60 hour game. It's nothing of that price, and you do get a good amount of credits for your money. But have a play yourself, see what you think, and please let me know in the comments below. This isn't like a call to action. I'm not trying to get engagement. I'm really curious as to people's thoughts on this, but I'm not going to say much more. See it for yourself, see what you think. But until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and take care.